Okay, what's the single biggest threat to your business today? It's not some new competitor you've never heard of. It's not the changing market. It's becoming a commodity. Just another option, totally indistinguishable from everyone else. So how do you escape that trap? All right, let's dive in.
So, to really get a sense of the scale of this problem, just look at this number, 10,500. Right now, that's how many med spas there are in the United States. And that's going to hit 13,000 in just a couple of years. Now, this isn't just about one industry, right? This is a perfect snapshot of the insane level of saturation that so many of us are up against.
And this is the analogy that really makes it sink in. When you have as many competitors as a global fast food chain, you are officially swimming in a sea of sameness. And in that kind of environment, trying to compete on your product or your service alone, that is a losing battle. It's just a race to the bottom.
And that brings us to the core idea here. The way out isn't a slightly better product or a slightly lower price. The solution is a total pivot in your strategy. You've got to shift from focusing on what you sell to focusing on how you make your customers feel.
So think about it this way. Any of your competitors can go out and buy the same machine. They can offer the exact same service. They can use the same software. All of that stuff, it can be copied in a heartbeat. But the experience, the actual architecture of how your customer feels from the very first touch point to the very last, that is unique to you. That's your moat. That is something that simply cannot be replicated.
So, how do we build an experience like this systematically? Because it's not about just random acts of kindness. It really requires a blueprint, a framework. The best way to think about it is like you're installing a brand new operating system for your entire business.
And we have to start by looking at the entire customer journey. You can break it down into 3 simple phases. First, you've got before. This is everything from scheduling their appointment to the moment they walk in the door. This is where you set expectations. Then there's during, which is the actual consult, the treatment, the service. This is where most businesses put 100% of their focus. But the real, and I mean real missed opportunity, the place where loyalty is actually forged, is in the after phase, the follow-up, the re-engagement. That is the gap where most businesses are failing.
Okay, so how do you actually build an experience that delivers across all 3 of those phases? Well, it all comes down to 6 foundational pillars. And here's the key. They have to be running simultaneously, all working together. Having any one of these in isolation is nice, but having all 6 of them firing at once, that creates something that your competition just cannot touch.
So it all kicks off with anticipation. And this isn't just about good service. This is the art of being one step ahead. You know that feeling when you're shopping online and a site recommends that perfect thing that you didn't even know you were looking for? That's anticipation, and it makes a customer feel like you truly get them on a much deeper level.
But that incredible anticipatory service, it can't be a one-off, which brings us to pillar number 2, consistency. This is why a brand like Starbucks can be everywhere. You know that whether you're in Seattle or Singapore, your drink is going to taste the same. It's that reliability, that same high standard every single time that builds just unshakable trust.
Now, consistency does not mean being robotic. It means you have to be consistently personal. And that is pillar 3, personalization. It's the difference between getting a generic, dear valued customer email and getting a Netflix recommendation that feels like it was literally handpicked just for you. It's that powerful feeling of being seen and remembered and known. And all of this, the anticipation, the consistency, the personalization, it has to feel easy. That's pillar 4, effortlessness. Your customers should never see how hard you're working behind the scenes. For them, every single interaction, from booking their appointment to paying the bill, should be smooth, simple, and totally frictionless. The 5th pillar, language, is kind of the glue that holds all the others together. The words you choose literally build the reality of your brand. Every email, every sign on the wall, every conversation is another chance to reinforce that you are a premium, thoughtful brand. The language you use becomes part of that effortless, personalized experience. And when you get all 5 of those pillars working together in perfect harmony, you create the final one, exclusivity. And look, this isn't about being expensive or snobby. It's about creating a feeling of belonging. You ever been part of a club or a community where you just felt special being there? That's the power of exclusivity. It's that feeling that you're part of something curated, something that isn't for just anybody. Okay, so we've laid out the framework, the 6 pillars of this new operating system. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually turn these big ideas into concrete actions that are going to totally transform your customer's experience? And this is a brilliant example of just how simple and powerful this can be. Just look at this 5-step standard for when a customer walks in. Step 1, stand up. 2, make immediate eye contact. 3, use their name first. 4, offer a beverage menu. Don't just ask if they want something. And 5, personally escort them. Don't just point where they need to go. These 5 steps cost literally nothing, but they instantly communicate care, respect, and professionalism.
Let's circle back to that pillar of language, because this one is huge. As you can see here, it's a system. It's not just about having a charming personality. And these aren't just word games. This is the difference between sounding like a commodity and sounding like a premium destination. You don't say cost, you say investment. Free becomes complimentary. An add-on is an enhancement, and a discount is preferred pricing. See? Every single word choice elevates the experience.
What if I told you that the most powerful tool for building loyalty is also the smallest? Well, that brings us to this idea of micro-moments, and the concept is just beautiful in its simplicity. It's all about spotting and solving a need before the customer even realizes they have one.
So what do these actually look like in practice? Well, they're small, they're thoughtful, and they're deeply human. It's noticing your client's phone is on low battery and just offering them a charger before they even have to ask. It's remembering they mentioned a vacation last time and asking them how it went. It's giving your team a small budget to create moments of delight on the spot, with no red tape. These are the little moments that people remember and tell their friends about.
So, we've talked about the framework, we've talked about the tactics, but does all this focus on feelings and experiences actually translate to the bottom line? Let's take a look at the economics of emotion. Check out this statistic. It's absolutely staggering. Just a 5% increase in customer retention can boost your profits anywhere from 25 to 95%. That is the incredible financial power of loyalty. And loyalty isn't bought with discounts. It's earned, one experience at a time.
But why do people leave in the first place? This is where it gets really interesting. It is rarely about a bad result or a quality issue. A massive 68% of customers leave because of what they perceive as simple indifference. They leave because they feel like you just don't care. It wasn't about the mistake you made, it was about the connection you failed to make.
And that brings us to the final takeaway. I want to leave you with this one powerful, actionable test you can apply to every single communication that leaves your business. Before you hit send on that email, before you make that call, just ask yourself this one question. Does this read like it came from a person who knows her, or does it read like it came from a system? Answering that honestly, that is the first step to building a truly unreplicable brand.